Good morning, this is Hogg Country. I'm making this hike this morning by myself. Carmen stayed at home. I'm at Foran Gap. I'm in the parking area, and I'm just getting started. It's about 8 o'clock in the morning. I got up about 4 this morning to travel, and I'm getting a little late start, but I'm gonna get on up the trail. I've got to make it from Foran Gap all the way to the state line. I'm gonna cut that in half, hopefully, or actually try to stay at the lodge if possible. I tried to book it last night, so just heads up, you through hikers. I guess on weekends they only allow you to stay 2 nights, at least if you're booking online. So I'm gonna try to call them later and see if I can get a room for tonight, and then finish up at the state line tomorrow. But I'll keep you updated on how that works out. But anyway, I'm all parked. I'm fixing to get unloaded and head on up the trail. I'm heading west to the state line. I'm gonna cut that in half, hopefully, or actually try to start now. But I'm less. Close to 8 o'clock. I got a lot of ground to cover. It's Foran Gap all the way to the state line. I think it's about 20 something miles. I know to the lodge where I'd like to stay tonight is right at 18 miles. So it's like I said, I'm starting at 8, so I'm a little bit behind the curve, but we're gonna make some miles quickly. Unfortunately, I didn't bring my partner, so I'm gonna have to do this on my own today. She's back in the warm house, and she'll join back up with me next section. But anyway, I'm gonna head on up the trail and see if I can make it to the lodge before dark. So I'll check back in shortly. Okay, we're less than a half a mile in, and this is the first water crossing. Pretty neat little spot. Plenty of water right now. But I'm less than half a mile in. So anyway, I'm gonna get back on the trail. Okay, we're about a mile in, and we're approaching the waterfall. Well, it's definitely different not having my partner with me. She usually paces me, keeps me going, keeps me motivated. So it's a little bit different. It's been a while since I've hiked without her. But anyway, we're moving on down the trail. Unlike my last hike, at least I've got some clear skies. Last hike I didn't see sunlight for 2 or 3 days, so that's kind of nice. But anyway, we're moving down the trail. It's a beautiful morning, about 30 degrees. And we're making pretty good time, so I'll check back in later. Just thought I'd show you guys the terrain. You got a lot of this along the way, so a lot of rocks around this area. And be careful, they'll flip up on you if you're not careful. But anyway, you can see that there's boulders and rocks all up and down this stretch. I'll mark where I'm at, but it's pretty much been this way off and on all the way through. It's not terrible, but it's you just need to be prepared for it, especially if it's icy. In some areas it's been icy and snow. Not real bad, but a little bit. Anyway, I'm gonna check out and get back on the trail, get to going here, but I just wanted to, looks like I may be reaching the top of one of the mountains, but anyway, you just gotta be really careful through some of these areas. And from what I understand, there's probably more of the same all the way to Oklahoma from here. So anyway, I'm gonna get back on the trail. Yeah, just some more of the same. Yeah, and these rocks are real loose when you're going through them. You really need to be careful. But they're all along the way, so it's not like you can avoid them, but they're fine. Just have to be a little extra careful. And we got another down tree. I've been trying to mark the down trees for the foot, at least so they'll be able to maybe send somebody out that maintains this area to cut some of these up. But anyway, I'm trying to do a better job of documenting those down trees. So you'll see me with a lot of pictures of down trees, and that's just so that we can pass that back to the powers that be that maintain the trails. But anyway, we're gonna move on up the trail. We're maybe a little bit behind. I did get my confirmation on a room for the night at the lodge. So even though online initially, like yesterday, Friday, it said that you had to book 2 days. Today online, when you go on to book, it says you can book 1 day. So I think it just kind of depends on how busy they are. But I feel pretty guilty about not bringing my partner, but for me to let her stay there at the lodge, it's an extra $40 deposit, unrefundable. So I can buy her a lot of treats for that. So anyway, it's just one trip. I'll get her back out here. Oh, this is kind of neat. It's flowing off that top of that mountain. I don't need any water really, but it's here if I needed it. I haven't drank much. I'm gonna try to drink the minimal. I drank a lot before I left. So anyway, I'm gonna get back on the trail, but I should be able to check back in here shortly as soon as we get to a landmark or to a nice view. Okay, just a few more down trees, just along the path. You can certainly make it around them. Not sure how long these have been down, but they're really large trees, so I'm just gonna kind of climb through them. But anyway, we'll pick back up on the other side. Well, I keep running up deer. See a mama and her 1-year-old, it looked like, and a couple more up in front of me. They just keep running out of these thickets. On top of this mountain. Thought I might be able to ease through here and get some pictures, but they know I'm here. I'll chip back in if I get close to them. See their trap. They were standing up here on this trail and ran down the mountain. So anyway, I'm gonna keep on going down the trail. I don't know if y'all saw that one. It's another one on the trail. This trail's covered up with deer. I started the video before she jumped, but I don't know if I got it. Anyway, they're all on this trail. So I'll see what happens. Anyway, I'll check back in. Well, they've had a lot of rain lately, so I did run into a water source. I'm not sure exactly what mile marker I'm at. I'll mark it on the video, but pretty decent water source. I still don't need water, but it's here. It's just flowing down the mountain from all the rain. Anyway, we're gonna get on up the trail. Well, I wanted to be clear and make a public announcement while I'm videoing and sending some pictures over to the foot for some of these trees that are down on the trail. I just want everybody to understand that none of these trees impede the hike. In fact, the foot friends of Ouachita Trail and the many volunteers do an excellent job of maintaining these trails, and they're the unsung heroes of the trail, and we don't always recognize them, but they do an outstanding job of maintaining these trails, and without them we couldn't hike it. So you know, in an 18-mile hike, you know, a few trees down after all the ice storms and all the wind up on these mountains, they're pretty clear. These trails are very passable, and these guys and gals work very hard to maintain these trails for us. So anyway, even though I'm pointing out some of these just to help them, by no means is it impeding my hike, or you know, it's very easy to just walk around them or over them, and they just do a great job. So anyway, I felt like I should make that statement and thank them for their hard work. And we're gonna move on up the trail. I'm on a flat area on top of this mountain. It's pretty nice right now. So I'm gonna take advantage of it and see if I can put some miles behind me. I think I'm about 9 miles from my destination. So it means I've traveled about 9 miles, I believe. I think it's 18 total all the way to the lodge. So it's not too bad. I feel like we're moving fairly well. I might have to kick it up a little bit because I want to make it there by 4. But anyway, I'll check back in later. Hikers heading the other way. 3 hikers and their dogs. And they informed me that last climb up to the lodge is going to be a good one. So I kind of figured I was going to have to work pretty hard somewhere along the trail. So it's been pretty mild so far. But I know those last mountains are going to be rough. So hopefully conserve some of my energy. These don't seem to be too bad right now. I mean, you're up and down a little bit, but it's really mild. So anyway, we're moving on up the trail, trying to gain some time, try to make that 4 o'clock time. So anyway, I'm gonna check out and I'll check back in a little bit. Well, looks like we're slowly approaching a reliable water source. Of course, I haven't had any problems finding water along the way. I haven't really needed any, but there's been plenty, I guess, with all the rain. Now, I wouldn't say I've ran across a lot of reliable water sources. Of course, I believe this is one. But anyway, I'm moving on down the trail, but remember, these aren't cinema quality. I'm just doing the best I can with the phone and just trying to get you a bird's eye view of what's available out here on the trail. Anyway, looks like this trail on this side of the mountain is just following this creek. So when I get down to the crossing or the main water source, I'll check back in, but it's really pretty. And it's flowing fairly well. Looks like there's a campsite just on the other side. Not sure if it's a designated campsite, but it's right on the water. And it's right off the trail and right before the crossing. So anyway, pretty nice spot. Well, it looks like we've reached the main crossing. Not bad at all. I can't say I'll make it without getting my feet a little wet with these tennis shoes, but it won't be bad. I'm not going to try to make this crossing with this phone out, but I'm going to make the crossing here any second. Oh, that was a piece of cake. I made the crossing, didn't get any water in my shoes, so it's always a good thing. Sun's out, beautiful morning. I think it's right about noontime. Got about 4 hours to finish my journey up to the lodge. Should have plenty of time. I think I've got about 8 miles. So. We just crossed the water and huge culvert over there. Some hikers will tell you that that's where bears hibernate. And I don't know how they could do that, especially these with a lot of water. But I guess there are some that don't have a lot of water. But anyway, I'm crossing this road. Already crossed the creek. Like a pretty well-maintained road, but you can see the Ouachita Trail sign. To go up this mountain, I'm told it's straight uphill from here, so that figures anytime you find water, there's always a mountain to climb. So anyway, I'm going to get on the trail. I was kind of curious if these were bike trails. I don't know if all that I've crossed already, if you can. It looks like the trail I'm getting ready to go on, you can have dirt bikes, or bikes. Pretty rough terrain, but anyway. All right, I'm gonna head on up the trail, and I'll check back in later. Okay, I'm reaching the shelter. I met 3 really nice guys that were hiking the trail. They're gonna be just up in front of me. And but I wanted to check out the shelter and take a few photos. I know this is not near as entertaining without my sidekick, but anyway, I just wanted to document as much as I could. Looks like somebody left a little water. Of course, I've noticed there's been a tarp in most of these shelters. So we're at Black Fork Mountain Shelter. Pretty nice place. Little pots and pans, it looks like. Picnic table, fire pit. Pretty nice place to hang your hat for a minute. So I'm gonna take a few photos and get a drink. I haven't had any water since I started. I had about a liter before I left, but so anyway, I'm gonna drink a little water and then we'll get back on the trail. But anyway, really nice view, and it'd be a great place to stay. But we're staying in a lodge, so I'm gonna move on. I got at least 6 or 7 miles left, and I'm told it's straight uphill. So I'm gonna make this a short stop and head on the trail. Now I understand why I've been hearing trains the entire time I've been on top of this mountain, getting ready to cross the railroad track. And I've been hearing trains off and on all day. So anyway, we cross here. I guess this is a junction, so I'll check back in. Okay. Appears that we're gonna cross this highway. I see a hiker trail across. So run, run. There's a trailhead. We're passing right there. I'm not sure which one, but we're back across the highway and back up the trail. Let's see if I can get probably a little out of reach, but I don't know if you can hear the train in the distance, but I just crossed the tracks, and I think it's a pretty active track. I've heard them all day. I'm a little ways back in the woods. I'm not sure you can hear them. They're not laying on the horn right now. But anyway, they're crossing just about, or they're going down it just about right after I cross. There's that train noise I was looking for. We just crossed the tracks and train's coming up it. But we've already crossed that track and we're back on the trail and we're making good time, but that's an active track. I'm telling you, they're up and down that track all day long. You can see that train in the distance. Of course, I think I'm on top of Rich Mountain. And let me tell you, there's not many switchbacks, and you work for this one. I don't know how far I am from the end. I gotta be at least 3 or 4 miles probably. But there's no doubt it's pretty much straight up and not a lot of switchbacks, and it's pretty rough, a lot of rocks. But somebody's had a trail bike up in here, you know, the kind you pedal. I mean, that's got to be pretty rough, but I can see their tracks all the way up, so they made it, and That's got to be pretty rough. Anyway, we're gonna get back on the trail. I just wanted to show that train and show that it's a long ways down, and it appears to be still a long ways up. Anyway, I got to get on the trail if I'm gonna make it by 4 o'clock. Now, this is a big old tree. You hike right around it, but it's a biggie. It's a real big tree. Old. This trail's been carved around it, but it's a big old tree. Okay, I don't know what we're reaching here, but it's a structure of some kind. We're on Rich Mountain. We're getting close to the junction, I think they said. It's pretty muddy, and there's some water up here running down off the mountain. I guess that's why this little bridge is here. Huh, middle of nowhere. Not really any water flowing. There's a little bit, but not much. But anyway, it's a pretty neat structure, although I don't know how sound it is. I guess it's all right. Anyway, we still got to go way up there to get to the junction, I think. But just thought I'd stop and get a picture of this structure and move on up the mountain. Oh wow, I think I see. That's pretty crazy. From here, there's a sign or something all the way across a highway. I don't know if you can see it. There. Let's see if I can zoom in any without getting my finger in the way. I'm not sure that's a road. That's some signage way down there. But anyway, we're gonna get on up the trail. Bah. Bah. She's looking right at me. Ma. She doesn't know what to think. There's two of them. There's one over here to the left, and then one up the hill. Of course, there's a lot of brush between us, but I can see them really well. They're just standing dead still. Bah. It's pretty funny. But they're right there. One's probably less than 30 yards, and the other one's probably 50, and I'm talking pretty loud. They're bound to start running at some point. Oh, you can see them moving now. See them going through? There it is. Trying to see if that one still has its horns, antlers. Can't really tell. She's definitely checking me out. She hadn't figured out. The other one's just standing dead still over to the left. I'm kicking around. See if I can get her to move. They're up there right above me. She's looking straight at me and doesn't know what to do. I think she's going to move on through. There she goes. She's going up the hill. The other one's still right here. And it doesn't know really what to do either. Drop my sticks and see if I can zoom in a little bit. Kind of lose her in the camera. Okay. Appears to be a doe. There it is. Okay, now I got her. Meh. Yeah, you can see her pretty good right there. There she is. Well, she's just standing still. I mean, 30 yards. Now she may be flagging a little bit, but she's not that excited. Considering I'm moving around and talking, and now she's just back down eating. It's crazy. Yeah, 2 of them. They're just above me, just eating away. I'm sitting right below them, talking, carrying on. I believe it's just 2 doe, or maybe they've lost their antlers. I don't know, but anyway, they're not too worried about me. But I got to get on up the trail, so that's a pretty good deal. See if I can find her again. She's just above me, looking straight at me. There she is. I mean, I'm 30 yards from her, and she's just eating away. Of course, that got her attention a little bit. Heck, I'm walking straight up on her, so I think she'd, there we go again. She's just right there and not in the word. A bit worried about me. And she's watching me sniffing. It's funny, I guess. I mean, I'm in right straight in front of her, less than 30 yards. A great bow shot. But anyway, she's not too concerned. Turning her back to me. See if I can. Huh? Bah! 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 Neither one of them even seemed to care about me. They're just kind of just hanging out, eating. I got to get on up the trail. I mean, come on. Okay, it's about 3 o'clock. After playing around with those deer for half an hour, I lost some time, but looks like I'm getting ready to cross the road. I'll mark it on the map as soon as I get up here, but anyway, it's the first road I've crossed in a while. But I've at least made it to the top of, I think this must be the top of Rich Mountain. And I got to figure out where, looks like a sign over there, so that may be where I pick up, so we'll find out. Okay, I see one of the Ouachita signs, and then I just crossed the road. You can see where I came out. Now I see some blue paint right here. So it looks like you basically go straight across. Okay, we got about, it's right at 2.5 miles left. Awesome view. Not sure if you can make it out, but it's always better to be here. But anyway, it's awesome view. I'm at the top course. It's making me go back down, and then of course it'll make me climb another one. I think the next stop is Lover's Leap. So we'll see what that looks like. But anyway, I got to get moving. We'll check back in later. Just tell you, the fun has begun. Gosh, it may have started off cream puff, but it's not ending cream puff. I'd say it after you cross the railroad crossing, hit Rich Mountain, and then the rest of the way in is there's some challenges, but these rocks and all are pretty challenging. I'd be kind of curious to see how Carmen would have made it through here. She probably would have been just fine. Anyway, we still got 1.5 miles to go, and we got to get to moving, or we're not going to make it before dark. Well, I just scared up some more deer, and we're about 1/2 mile out. Oh, that's funny. Employees only. No idea what that means, but I guess I got a lookout here, so we're walk up there. Oh, okay, maybe that's a road for the employees. We're gonna go down that direction, but I guess for the sake of here, we're gonna go up here and look at this and see what kind of view. It's well after 4, or at least it's gotta be 4:30. Half a mile out, so I'm later than I wanted to be, but you know, I ran into some deer, which is always pretty cool. And this lookout is pretty awesome. Oh my goodness. Wow. This is worth it. I might just take a little break here and take some photos. Anyway, I'll check back in a few. This will be the place to be at sunset, but I won't be here. I've got to get to my room. Then I got to go get my Jeep. I'm about to end this hike. I'm going to stay at the lodge, and then tomorrow I'm either going to hike from the state line back to the lodge or from the lodge to the state line, so I can finish that whole section. So I believe this is section 3. It was 16 plus miles to the lodge. Let me tell you, the last few miles are pretty rough, at least going west. It's pretty tough, especially when you're at the end of the 16 or 16 plus miles. I'll post how many miles it was exactly, but anyway, long ways. And the first part of the path was pretty easy, but then it got pretty rough towards the end. There's rocks and rocks and more rocks.
Surprising.
Takes to be a doctor's moving thing.
Okay.
Well, I've made it to my room, and pretty beat. It's almost 17 miles, and let me tell you, the last few were tough miles. I got a great view of the mountains. I'm gonna go down and get my Jeep, and then gonna spend the night and then get up and get to the state line sometime tomorrow. I'll get some more video before I close it down for the night.
Out there, 2-3 hours?
Well, I've been down to pick up my Jeep. I'm heading back to the lodge. Of course, it's about, I don't know, 17, 18 miles. I think it's 18 miles. But anyway, I'm heading back, gonna get parked at the lodge and spend the night and then go hike the rest of it tomorrow. I'll check back in later, but sun's gonna set. Won't be long now. Hilarious. That same train track that I've been hearing all day. I just picked up my Jeep now. I'm contending with that same train again. Anyway, on my way. Call it a day.